Hello and welcome. You're watching DEJI360. I am DEJI360. Now, President Goodluck Jonathan has said the kidnapping of the over 200 girls of Chibok, that's a secondary school at Chibok, could be or would be the beginning of the end of Boko Haram. That's what he told participants now at the World Economic Forum holding in Abuja, or which has just ended in Abuja, I should say. Well, let's just hope it's the beginning of the end. Now, you want to ask yourself, why exactly did President Goodluck say that? The reason is simple. The international community has decided to act. The United States of America is sending a special team. As a matter of fact, we understand that special team is in Nigeria and that they'll be providing some kind of technological support now, intelligence gathering, providing satellite communication, all in their bid to track down the kidnappers, that's the abductors of these girls, as well as the girls. We also understand that the French government is sending a special team to Nigeria to also help the Nigerian army to track down these girls and get them rescued. Do not also forget that the Chinese government has also pledged support. We have the Canadian government supporting as well. And of course, the United Kingdom is supporting Nigeria in this. As a matter of fact, the kind of support Nigeria is getting internationally is unprecedented at all. Before now, Nigeria had never asked for international help. But with what happened a few weeks ago, and then what happened again, the attack on Gamborone Gala, Nigeria just thought it's time. You know, it got foreign support, and thank God the international community is now reacting. And of course, the Bring Back Our Girls campaign has gone viral all over the world. People are campaigning for the release of these girls, and very high-profile people, I should say. So let's just hope that, well, in the coming weeks, I should say weeks and not months now, that these girls are returned home and reunited with their families. Because if in the next few weeks these girls are not returned home, then you can rest assured that President Goodluck Jonathan would come under intense pressure. Already the government is under intense pressure. We've been having a series of protests almost on a daily basis. There's even one going on in Abuja now, and that group, that's the Bring Back Our Girls group, now say they are not going to stop campaigning until the girls are returned home. Of course, the military has assured Nigerians that it is doing all it could to bring these girls back. But, you know, it's not enough to say you're doing all you could to bring the girls back. People want to see action. That's what people are asking. And action simply means go rescue these girls and return them home. And I don't think it should end with the issue of rescue, and that's what people are saying. It should go beyond that and try as much as possible to see if Boko Haram can be made history. I'm now being joined on the program by public affairs analyst Liberos Oshoma to speak more on this. Thank you very much, Liberos, for coming on the program.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Tell me, are you happy that the international community is now responding?
Yes, I am, because over time, even though I believe that we have shown that we have the capacity, a human capacity to deal with this problem, but we have politicized the problem in such a way that it was difficult for us to deal with. And then also, I know that in terms of military equipment, you don't tell the whole world, this is what I have, and this is what I don't have. But the only way people can know that you have equipment that are working, it's how far you go in quelling insurgencies such as this.
People to see action.
For people to see action. And but with what had been happening with our military, people had hoped for action and seen none. And so that's why they have been saying, look, we don't think these people are really capable. And
the president himself came out to admit that, you know, that the military is underfunded and that he's going to pump in money into the military. And in terms of equipment, some of our equipment may be, you know, outdated.
Yeah, I learned even currently they are doing an audit of the equipment. It's anyway better late than never, but I wonder why it took them so long to even sit down to do audit of their equipment. Or maybe they had always treated this Boko Haram issue as just, you know, a flash in the palm or riot up north, and so it's not something that we should be bothered about. And then also, the way we have our politicians have played politics with the issues. If you remember, there was a time Americans were to declare the group a terrorist group, and even the elites and the government kept begging that no, they are not a terrorist group, Nigeria is not a terrorist nation, and all of that. And then even those that supported that move, you know, were shouted down by government that, look, what you're saying, if Nigeria is declared a terrorist nation, yes, and that it will affect everybody, not knowing that we're a state, the entire nation was locked down, was a state of emergency. And so even though these were rampant in the north, but even those down south could not sleep with their eyes closed. And so there was need for government to actually do something.
Is it not quite a shame that, you know, Nigeria is considered the giant of Africa, even militarily we're really big, and we can't deal with this. What do you think could be, because some have said, well, there could be some kind of long-term repercussion to this, you know, asking foreign countries to come help, that Nigeria is supposed to be the leader in the continent?
If your leader is flat-footed, you don't say because, oh, now in terms of population we are big. In terms of technology and ideologies, how big are we? Technology-wise, you see, we still rely on a lot of these countries for technology, even as far as mobile phones. I don't know of any mobile phone that is produced in Nigeria. And so, and then with this, even these small devices, you know, it is easy for some security operatives, most security operatives in the world to even track people. But here we have shown consistently, even with the registration of the SIM card, because we lack this basic technology. So I don't think it's a shame for a big brother or a giant to say, to stretch, reach out to, you know, a Lilliputian to say, look, I need help from you. You know, it's always, it can be either side. And so now, and you know, Nigeria being a giant or the most populous black nation in the world, we have contributed at different times to peacekeeping.
Exactly.
In the world, and even in the West African,
at home.
Even in the West African sub-region, we have contributed immensely to peacekeeping. Even up to recently, even the forces that were deployed in Mali, you know, Nigeria contributed also immensely. But largely, if you look at this, because that's why it is easy. We are so sentimental when it comes to religious issues here, and so that's why it's easy to play, you know, politics of religion on the mind of the people. And so that's why when this thing started, a lot of people were, if at the time, Nigerian government was even proposing dialoguing with terrorists, you know, and so a lot of us cried out that what you're doing is criminal.
Do you also think now that we've gone beyond that stage?
We've gone beyond the
stage
of dialogue, because a lot of people, a committee was even set up to dialogue, use the stick and carrot approach. How do you dialogue with people you don't know? And so I think that's why now what we should be doing is drawing up terms and focal point on how to benefit from this new relationship and this new intervention that have come in from the superpowers of the world. And then also, how do we, you know, outside this, ensure that, you know, even if it happens again, we're not going to rely on, you know, the international community to come to our aid. We would have trained our men and to ensure that when it happens, we would not even allow it to linger.
Do you think this global attention could embolden Boko Haram to attack? Because, I mean, we saw them attack, you know, Gamborone Gala, killed several people. You don't suspect that the global attention this Bring Back Our Girls campaign is getting now is exactly what Boko Haram wants? Yes,
that's what ordinarily, if you watch the video, I don't think, when I watched that video, I wondered if we're actually dealing with sane human beings. And these are the kind of people that ordinarily will want attention, and that's what we're giving them now. You know, that is why anytime, you know, it happens, they go on the internet claiming responsibility, you know, and these videos are distributed to media houses or sometimes are downloaded, you know, via YouTube. And so these are people who ordinarily want world attention. If you remember, even at the time, there was a time Shekau issued a statement threatening the president that they were coming to get him in Abuja.
Yeah, exactly.
That if he likes, let him call Obama and all of that. And so it's like, look, you know, let me dare the world and see what will become of it.
So in other words, this campaign could be counterproductive, so to speak. I mean,
no, not really.
It could embolden them to continue to strike?
Not really, because from what you know, what we read in the papers, that they are getting funding from, you know, some other groups around the region, and also which had made it, you know, impossible for the Nigerian government to be able to at least face them headlong. But then, now that you cannot say if the world comes together to face a crisis, that no matter how emboldened you are, that it will be possible for you to defeat the world. They might just whip up sentiment. Yes, like we have said it before, American does not like Islam, and that is why American is, you know, being involved in this. It's a fight against Islam. But I am very happy that even the cleric, Islamic cleric, and the notable Islamic scholars had come out to say, look, this is not Islam, and Islam can never be practiced this way, and I am not propagating the tenets and belief of Islam. And so at that point, it will now be difficult also to convince people who before now are sympathetic to their cause that they were truly fighting the cause of Allah. And it's very obvious now that you cannot be fighting the cause of Allah and even killing innocent people, even killing, bombing mosque and Islamic cleric indiscriminately. And so for that, I think it will not be counterproductive. But the fear that people are exercising is that when international community extends a hand of friendship to you, you should be very careful, because sometimes
they might be asking for something.
They might be asking for something in return.
You're very correct. Thank you very much, Mr. Libero Sushoma, for coming on the program. Thank you very much for your thoughts. We'll take a short break now, and when we come back, we'll continue this discussion with another guest. Stay with us. Every day, every hour, and every minute, news break in Nigeria. Things happen so fast, it's most times difficult to track and comprehend them. But that's what we do right here on DEJI360. 2015, would you want to come back again?
It's like asking Jesus Christ if he knew he was going to die, will you want to come back as the savior of the world again?
We do not just help you track the stories, we break them down, explore all the angles, analyze the issues so that you can fully comprehend the stories and use them to make the right decisions. Welcome back, and if you've just joined us, you're watching DEJI360 with me, Deji Badimasi, and joining us on the program right now to discuss this security challenge Nigeria is currently having to deal with is a retired Army Captain, Captain Aliyu Umar. Thank you very much for joining us on the program, Captain Umar. Let me get your reaction now to, you know, the decision by the international community. I'm talking, when I say the international community now, I mean the United Kingdom, the United States of America, China, and France, of course, have decided to come in to support the military to rescue these girls. What do you think of? What do you think about that?
United States coming to support and assist our law enforcement and military to get their hands around this problem. It's something that has been long overdue. They had actually offered assistance much earlier, but probably a good measure price had actually made us not to accept this assistance. And you know, and I've seen the papers today, what we are calling assistance from the United States is just about less than 10 men. These men are not coming here to reinvent the wheels. They are not coming here to do anything differently. They're just coming to do something we have always had the capacity to do, but lack the willpower to do.
Why did you say that?
Sorry?
Why did you say that? You said they are coming to do what we've always had the capacity to do, but lacked the will to do it.
Yes, we lack the will to do it because all along, post-state of emergency declaration some 9 months ago, we've actually had all the time an opportunity to seize the moment and give a good account of ourselves, particularly our security agencies. But we saw a mismanaged scenario there. We saw a failure of imagination. We saw a lack of innovation. I tell you, less than 10 men the United States are sending to us are just a team of highly innovative, highly imaginative people who are coming to do something differently. They're not going to reinvent Sambisa. They're not going to reinvent the 200 girls. They're not even going to reinvent the threat, per se, the Boko Haram. All they are coming to do is actually to open our eyes to things we should have done to things we should have known, but for one reason or the other refuse to do. Don't forget, they are coming to use our own troops. Our own troops have the native ability. They don't. But all I told you they are coming to do here is to apply a measure of imagination, innovation, and concatenate issues. Draw strings that connect one issue to the other and make a sense of the trend of events as have occurred in the last 9 months. That's what those guys are coming to do here, period.
But do you think their involvement will make a very big difference? That, you know, because the president, of course, sounded optimistic the other day when he said, you know, the Boko Haram insurgency is nearing an end. Do you think their involvement, because we understand they are coming with technology to aid intelligence gathering and all of that, some sophisticated satellite equipment and all of that, you think it will make the big difference in our fight against the insurgents?
Let's understand something here, DEJI. Involving them is part of solving the problem. Getting us to become serious about ourselves is solving the problem. The best armies on the planet will not help us if we are unwilling. The best armies on this earth will not help us if our law enforcement agencies and our security agencies lack innovation, lack imagination, cannot concatenate issues. Look, let me tell you something today. There are certain basic things about the Boko Haram issue that are begging to be answered. So much has been put in there, nothing has been gotten. I was shocked this morning when I had the NSA and service chiefs were going on a fact-finding mission to Chibok. So what were they waiting for all this while? Chibok is 24 days old today. It took them 24 days to do fact-finding. Look, the United States cannot do our jobs for us. They can only help us to do our jobs. We have them here today. May God help them. May God help us. Let's find our 200 daughters. After they have left, do we return to our old ways?
How damaging do you think this is for the Nigerian military and our image as a giant in the continent, considering the fact that for 28 days now these girls have been missing and we've not been able to find them, and it's now taking the support of the international community to get things to move?
Well, I must be frank with you. I must be honest with you. The last 2 years in this country have actually done a lot of what I call damage to the image of our military on this continent. I have spoken variously through different media about what I'm talking about right now. The military we know that went out there to assist countries come to peace, to assist countries surmount their security and national problems, is the same military that can't seem to get their hands around this problem for obvious reasons. I once called within the politics of bread and butter. Okay? The politics of bread and butter has befuddled our political heavyweights, and they're not even seeing the damage they're doing to the military image of this country. Right now, it is laughable. Believe you me, right now it is laughable. We have a lot of work to do redeeming our image. We have a lot of work to do making a good account of Nigeria. Right now, some other person can come up after Boko Haram, believing that whatever transpired during Boko Haram is still there, so let him exploit it. We have not given a good account of ourselves security-wise. What we've been able to tell the world through our leadership is we are vulnerable. Now, speaking about the president, I empathize with the president. We don't heap blames on the president. If the president failed, it's because his cabinet failed. Where I want to hold my commander-in-chief responsible here is he needs to get the courage to change people frequently until he finds the right man for the right job. Some people don't know what they are doing, and they are using the lives of innocent Nigerians to do it. So if we have a man who cannot take us there are 117 million plus Nigerians. Before you go through all of them, you're going to find the person that can do this job. So I empathize with President Jonathan, but I need him to be more courageous and to get those people who think politics is a rehabilitation ground to end financial leverages out and put those that can get us there. Last year alone, 2012, sorry, 2012 alone, I know how much was budgeted for defense. Where did it get us? 2013, we know how much was budgeted for defense. Where did it get us? What are the security votes? Where have they gotten us? Now, less than 10 men are coming from the United States to solve the problem. I mean, it speaks volumes about the kind of people we have there.
Thank you very much for joining us on the program, and thank you very much for your time.
You're most welcome.
Well, we've been speaking to retired Captain Ali Omar, retired Army captain. Now, this whole situation has, as you know, especially I'm talking about the kidnap of the girls now, have attracted a lot of reaction across the world. And of course, the president, there's no doubt at all, President Goodluck Jonathan is under immense pressure to find these girls and do something, at least rescue them. And thank God we have the international community coming in. We just hope that they're able to make the difference. But recently, in the course of the week, the First Lady had the course to invite well, she invited First Ladies and, of course, some top officials now from Borno State. She also invited the principal of that government secondary school, Chibok, to give an account of what actually happened. According to the First Lady, she was trying to solve, you know, the problem of the missing girls, that it was her own way of contributing to it. But in the course of the exchange, you know, the course of the exchange now between the First Lady and some of those who attended that meeting, especially the principal, the First Lady broke down. Just take a look at what happened, what the First Lady, you know, what the First Lady did.
Do you come with two teachers? You were not informed too? Eh? Continue. No problem. God will see us. There is God. There is God in everything we are doing. Those bloods that are sharing in Borno will answer. What of two teachers, what of two teachers that can tell us that they conducted that exam? Do you come with any? Principal? No, too. You waka come. Okay. Now the First Lady is calling you, come, I want to help you. Come to find your child, your missing child. Will you keep quiet? No. Child, there is God, oh. There is God, oh. The bloods we are sharing, there is God, oh. 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 There is God.
Well, the First Lady breaking down there in the course of that exchange with some women she invited to find a solution to the missing girls. But I can tell you that the First Lady has come under enormous bashing over that incident. As a matter of fact, this issue is now generating some kind of reaction. It's generating a lot of reaction, I should say, in the social media. People have printed T-shirts, you know, trying to make, well, how do I say it now? They are just trying to probably mock. I don't know if that's the right word to use, whether to mock the First Lady or mock what actually happened. On social media, we've seen quite a lot. Just take a look at this video someone did. We stumbled on the video on YouTube, and so we just thought it's necessary to bring that to you. It's some kind of comic relief now. Take a look at what this person did, trying to mimic the action of the First Lady. Take a look.
Where is the AC? What about the two fans that I say you should try? Put them on, let us see. They are not working. These electricities that the discos are sharing, there is darkness, there is darkness, no light in the land, there is darkness, there is darkness.
Well, would allow you to draw your own conclusion there. That's it on the program. If you want to watch it again, it's simple. All you just need to do is go to our website. The address is tv360nigeria.com. You'll find the program and lots more there. You can also watch us on YouTube by subscribing to our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/TV360 Nigeria. Follow us on Google Plus at TV360 Nigeria. And you could like us on Facebook. The address is facebook.com/TV360 online. You can also follow us on Twitter. Our handle is at TV360 online. Thank you very much for watching. I am DEJI360. I'll see you next week.